Right, we're going to now rebuild the engine. Well, the bottom end hasn't been touched. It's just the barrels and the cylinder head what we've taken off, and we're going to now put them back on. We've got the gasket set over there. Look, we've got this new oil filter. We've got our torque wrenches. We've got our tools. These are all the bits that came off the bike, still in order. These are the valves. And then there's our digital vernier. And there's bits and bobs in there. And there's also an oil can with oil in it. So all I've done is take the barrel off, take the head off, split the head in two because a bolt has come out of the camshaft. So everything's there. Look, we need to put the valves back in to the head. So if I just take these off, you'll see, if you look there, Zach, there's no valves. No valves in at all, so we need to put them back in. So, but I've just kept them like that, just to keep them nice and clean. The pistons haven't been touched, and I haven't even checked them or anything like that. The cam chain, I've not even checked that. I don't like that, but it should be okay, I think. So the first thing we're going to do is put the barrel back on to the engine. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll cut in a minute and then we'll come back to it just as I'm putting it on. So if you cut that, Zach. Right, if you have a quick look at this barrels here, Zach. You see them orange O-rings? Those go on the underside of the barrel, but I haven't got a clue what they're for. Now this is the old gasket we took off, and you can see there it says up. Right, you can just see it there where it says up. Right, now the gasket has got to face upwards like that. Now I can only put this on one way round because if you look there and there, they're locating pins, which are there, look. See that? And there's one at the other side, so it'll only go on one way round. But this didn't have the words up printed on it, but if you look here, Zach, it's got stamped. Now if I'd have put it the other way around, the word up would have been back to front. So that's how we know that that one is on right. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the barrels on. It's a bit of a fiddly job. Now according to the book, we've got to put number 2 and number 3 pistons in the barrel first.
Doorbell.
Right, doorbell's just rung. In the manual it says that we've got to put 2 and 3 into, at the beginning, but we're not doing that. We've managed to get 1 and 4 in. I've got the cam chain through. If you film down here, Zach, so you can see I've got these 2 pistons to put in. Now I haven't got any piston ring compressors. You use little hand uns like that, little handheld things, and I haven't got any. So I'm not going to do this by hand. So what we'll do is I'll get these 2 pistons back in, we'll get the barrel sat down, and then we'll come to another film. So cut that. Right, we've got the barrels on now. If you look, whatever you do, there's 2 locating dowels there. You must make sure that they're in. So there's one there and one there. Right. That now is set at top dead centre. We always go, as you sat on the bike, it's number 1, 2, 3, 4. So piston number 1 is top dead centre. To double check that, in there, if you look down there, you can see the end of the crank. Now I don't know if you can actually get in there, Zach, or not, but you can. But there's a letter T on the end of a crank, and there's a marking on the casing. Those have got to be lined up. So if I show you, so if I draw a little picture now, that's end at crank, you've got a letter T like that, and then inside that hole you've got a bit of a casting. Now that round hole there, yeah, that round hole there is that, it's that big. So that round hole is that, so inside that round hole you can see a little bit of a mark, and then this is your crankshaft, and I think there's a letter, what letter, S or something? Yeah. And what, number 4 then or something? Yeah. So it's that letter T there that has to line up with that, and that's top dead centre. So what we're going to do now is we're going to prepare the head so that we can put it on there. Okay, so that's got to stay as it is now until we're ready to put the head on. So I'm going to cover that up so that stays as it is. I'll just hook that, the timing chain won't come out now, but what I'll do is I'll hook that through just to make sure. So if you cut that, Zach, and we'll get the head prepared. Right, what we're going to do now is we're going to start preparing the cylinder head, and we're going to start putting the valves back in. So as you can see, there's one cylinder head with 0 valves in. I've tried to clean them up best I can, but to be honest with you, I'm not trying to tune it at all. All I want to do is put it back together. So that's the head. So on top of this goes the gasket, and again it's got up, or it might be written on there. You can tell it's the right way because you've got two holes at that side, one at that, and you've got 2 there and 1 there, so that will go like that. Right. We've got, if you look here, these are all the brand new seals for the valves, and what they do is they just pop onto there, all 20 of them. These are the bases for the springs. All they do is slide onto there and slide onto there, right? And then in them 8 slots here, there, and there, we need to put in the cylinder head bolts. Now these are what the cylinder head bolts look like. That's a cylinder head bolt, but there's also a washer as well. So there's a washer and the cylinder head bolt that goes into there. There's 8 of them, right? Don't forget these dowels. One in there, look. Shit. That's a bit bloody tight. I don't know why that's so tight. It might be just slightly. So what we'll do is we'll swap it, see if it goes in any better. Oh, that slid straight in. Oh, right, did you hear that then? So that's that. So I'll get these cylinder head bolts. So these are all the cylinder head bolts, so you'll see one in there, one in there. These are the washers that go under the cylinder head bolts. One in there. 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 Oh no, that's it, they're all in. So the cylinder head bolts are in there. Like that. Like that. These are Allen keys, 6mm these, 6mm Allen key. So that's that. What we'll do now is we'll pop a bit of grease, we'll pop these caps on. So all I'm going to do is just give it a quick squirt of oil. Like that. Right, so I'll put these on now. These just drop in place. Like that, look. And that's where the springs sit on. Obviously get them the right way up. If you put them like that, it's wrong. They need to be that way up. Same with them. They need to be the right way up. Okay. There, look, quick visual. They're all in. So the caps, these seals, that's all they are. Tiny little things. And all you do is put it on and just push it down. Ooh, hang on. Oh, until you hear a pop. Now that ain't on properly, so what I'm going to do is just try and put it on. Fuck's sake, that one. That still ain't on right. Oh shit. Right, we'll come back to that one, but that ain't on right. I didn't hear it pop. Fuck's sake. Right. We'll cut that and we'll come back to that because I'm struggling with these a little bit. So do you want to cut it, Zach? Right, I've put the inlet valves back in, except for that one. The reason being, the valve's bent. It's bent at the top. So this one isn't bent, but I'm just showing you the top bit there on the valve. That's where it's bent. So I'm going to have to order a new valve. But I'm just debating whether to continue putting the other half of this on and then putting the exhaust valves in. Them valve seals, they were a right get to get on. They were tight as out, and I don't know why, because I've never had them that tight before. I don't know what to do. Right, I'll have a think about it and I'll let you know.